You know that feeling after you get home from a party. You're in the shower or lying in bed, and suddenly your brain hits replay on every sentence you said. Why did I say that? Did they think I was weird? Did everyone notice that awkward silence? If that's you, this video is for you. Because there's a very simple Stoic debrief you can do after social events that can calm your mind in minutes, instead of letting you torture yourself for days. And once you learn it, you'll never look at those cringe replays the same way again. You're not broken for overthinking. You're sensitive. You care about how you show up. That's a strength. But right now, that strength is turned against you. You leave a hangout or a meeting, and your mind zooms in on one awkward joke, one weird facial expression, one moment you stumbled on your words. You replay the scene like a crime investigation. You imagine everyone judging you. You rewrite the conversation 100 times in your head. And by the time you fall asleep, you feel like you ruined everything. Be honest. How many good days have you lost to overthinking what you said? In this video, I'll walk you through a Stoic debrief ritual you can do after any social event. It will help you. Review what happened briefly and honestly. Drop the imaginary judgment and return to the present with a calmer mind. If you stay to the end, I'll also guide you through a full example you can copy word for word tonight. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Let's talk about how to stop that suffering. Here's the key idea. I call it the Stoic debrief. It's what happens after the event. When the party is over, the meeting is done, the phone is on the nightstand, but your brain is still in the room. Most people let that debrief happen on autopilot. Their mind attacks them. They relive every second like they're on trial. The Stoic debrief is different. It's a short, intentional review. What actually happened? What can I learn? What can I let go? And it uses one powerful Stoic tool, Memento Mori. No. Remembering that you will die. Not in a dark way, but in a clarifying way. Ask yourself, if my life is limited, how much of it do I really want to spend replaying a joke from last night? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If you really held that in mind, would you keep obsessing over that one awkward moment? So why do you get stuck in these replays? First, your brain thinks social embarrassment is danger. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by the group could mean you didn't survive. So your nervous system still treats a weird moment at dinner like a tiger in the room. That's why your heart races, even when you're already home. Your body thinks it's keeping you safe. Can you see that your overthinking is actually your brain trying to protect you? Second, you only zoom in on the negative. You don't replay the 10 minutes you listened carefully. You don't obsess over the kind thing you said to your friend. You loop the one sentence that felt off. It's like watching a whole movie, but only remembering the one blurry frame. Third, you confuse how I feel with what actually happened. You feel shame. So your mind decides, I must have been cringe. They must hate me. I ruined the vibe. But feelings are not facts. How many times have you woken up the next day and realized no one even remembered the thing you obsessed over? Epictetus said, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things." Is it possible that it's not the conversation that's hurting you, but the way you're judging it now? Let's talk about the tools. Here's a simple 4-step Stoic debrief you can use after any social event. Step 1. Time box the replay. Instead of letting your brain spiral for an hour, you give it a container. 2 minutes. That's it. Set a timer on your phone. Tell yourself, for the next 2 minutes, I'm allowed to review this. When the timer ends, I'm done. Why does this work? Because your mind feels heard. You're not saying, "Shut up, stop overthinking." You're saying, "Okay, let's look at this, but on my terms." Tonight, after your next hangout, could you give yourself just 2 minutes instead of 20? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Time boxing is you using that power. Step 2. Write the neutral transcript. Take a note on your phone. Write down what actually happened, as if you were a camera in the room. No drama. No, "I'm so awkward." Just facts. Instead of, "I embarrassed myself." "Everyone went quiet. They think I'm dumb." You write, "I made a joke about X." There was a short pause. Then someone changed the subject. Feel the difference? By stripping away the story, you separate the event from your emotions. You're not denying your feelings. You're just not letting them rewrite reality. Ask yourself, if a stranger read this neutral transcript, would they think it was a disaster or just a normal moment in a normal conversation? Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Start by being the calm observer of your own life. Step 3. Run the Memento Mori filter. Now you bring in Stoicism's most powerful lens. Look at that neutral transcript and ask, if I knew I had 5 years left, would this still matter? What about 5 months? What about 5 days? You're not minimizing your feelings. You're putting them in the context of your whole life. Maybe you said something you wish you hadn't. Okay, that happens. But when you remember your time is limited, the question changes from, "How could I be so stupid?" to, "How much more of my short life do I want to give this moment?" Memento Mori is not morbid. It's freeing. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Are you willing to waste another night on a sentence that's already over? Step 4. Keep, improve, let go. This is where you turn overthinking into growth. Look at the situation and ask 3 things. What will I keep doing? Maybe you showed up, you were kind, you listened. Keep that. What will I improve next time? Maybe you interrupted someone. Maybe you talked too fast. Note 1 small adjustment, not 10. 1. What will I let go of completely? Maybe it's that one joke, that weird hand gesture, that silence that felt longer than it was. You can even say it out loud. I keep my courage for showing up. I improve by pausing before I speak next time. I let go of the joke. It's done. Remember this. Learn the lesson, then release the scene. Marcus Aurelius advised himself, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. You're adding, if it's already done, don't relive it. Now let me walk you through a full example. Imagine this. You go to a friend's birthday dinner. You're nervous, but excited. At one point, you tell a story, you make a joke, and it doesn't land the way you hoped. There's a tiny pause. Someone checks their phone. The moment moves on. You drive home, and your brain locks in. Why did I say that? They think I'm trying too hard. I should have just stayed quiet. You feel that familiar tightness in your chest. You open Instagram. You stalk everyone who was there. You look for signs that they're annoyed with you. Okay, here's where the Stoic Debrief begins. You set a 2-minute timer. You sit on the edge of your bed. You tell yourself, for 2 minutes, I'll review this. Then I'm done. You write the neutral transcript. I told a story about my coworker. I made a joke about myself. There was a short silence. Then Anna asked about the cake. People smiled at me later. We took photos together. They hugged me goodbye. Already the monster is smaller. Next, you run the Memento Mori filter. You ask, if I knew I had 5 years left, would this moment be important? Probably not. If I had 5 months? Still no. 5 days? You'd probably be texting your friends to say thank you for the evening, not hiding from them. You feel your shoulders drop a little. You remember? Your life is bigger than one weird pause at dinner. Finally, you do keep, improve, let go. You whisper to yourself, I keep showing up to these dinners even when I'm anxious. That's courage. I improve by asking one more question about other people's stories next time, so I'm not in my head so much. I let go of the joke. It happened. It's over. It doesn't get to own my night. You breathe out. You put your phone down. You choose one small thing that actually matters right now. Maybe brushing your teeth slowly, or texting a simple, "Thanks for tonight. I had a good time." Tell me honestly, if you did this after your next social event, would your night feel different? Seneca said, "He suffers more than is necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." You don't have to suffer twice, once at dinner and again in your bedroom. So, let's bring this home. You learned that. Your brain overthinks after social events because it's trying to protect you. But it overreacts. The Stoic De-Brief lets you step out of the spiral and into calm, honest reflection. You time box the replay. You write a neutral transcript. You look through the Memento Mori filter. And you close with keep, improve, let go. Review briefly. Learn gently. Then return to the present. Epictetus reminded us, remember that you are an actor in a drama. The scene ends. The curtain falls. You don't need to keep performing the same moment in your mind. My question for you is this. What is one conversation you've been replaying lately? And what are you finally ready to let go of? If this helped you feel a little calmer, a little less alone in your overthinking, I'd love for you to subscribe and stay with me on this stoic journey. Share this with someone who also replays every conversation in their head. Your life is too short to be owned by old words. Let's start living it. From this moment on,